not running and not starting. This car has another issue, so we're gonna have to tackle it. Obviously, again, it won't start, so we're gonna go back to engine and find out why it won't start. What's the problem? We're having a problem with the fuel pump. Stay tuned and let's fix this baby. Let's see why it's not running, man. What's cranky, people? Everybody today talks about gas prices rising up, so why not prepare for it? Welcome back to the channel where we try to save as many old small engine cars that we can from getting crushed. And today I bought another car. It is a Renault 4 TL, another beloved French automotive icon. So let's dive into it and find out why this car is so special. Okay, since I buy these cars not running and not starting, this car has another issue, so we're gonna have to tackle it, find out why it won't start, why it doesn't have any electrical turned on, and let's find out and see if we're gonna bring this lady back to the road. These Renault 4s, they were coming with three different engines, a 45, 1.1 liter and a 1.3 liter. This is a 1.1 liter and this is a 1979 Renault 4. This engine is a basically inline engine, inline four engine with the 4 spark plugs. And the interesting fact about this car and the other cars that I own is that transmission is on the front of the car. So here's your transmission, first, second, etc. And here's your engine on the back. So there's this big shaft going inside that moves your shift knob. So this part will be on the new cars. On the end, you'll be shifting. No, Renault did something different. They put a transmission in front of it and the engine on the back. Stop. Again. So we had issues with the electrical wiring. Obviously the main fuse was out, so I fixed that one. Now we're having problems with the starting. Obviously again it won't start. So we're gonna go back to engine and find out why it won't start. Everything else is pretty much okay here. And I also wonder if I can find any parts for this car, because obviously they're rare and nobody is even making parts right now for them. That's why the main reason is to bring this culture back to life and not just give it away to the junkyard and have it crash for $500, $600, $700. So yeah, it's gonna be a long journey. So will I be able to bring this French lady back to life, back on the road? Stay tuned to find out. So if you're liking this video by now, please hit that subscribe button, that notification bell for more cars, and help me restore this baby, get back on the road. When it comes to carburetor engines, the best thing to diagnose every single problem is to start from the carburetor. So I unscrewed this one. You can read from carburetor every single problem. When it comes to here, we have no fuel. It's very dry and there's no fuel in it once I crank it. So that means we're having issues with the fuel problem. As well as the fuel problem, you want to check for spark. So we need fuel and spark to ignite every single engine. You want to pull one of these spark plug wires, attach a screwdriver, and on some of the metal surface you can see if you have a spark or you don't. Obviously I checked, there's a spark already, so we're having issues with the fuel. How are you going to manage to find out where's the fuel problem? Trace the hose coming from the carburetor all the way, etc. Maybe going to your fuel pump, electric fuel pump as well. On this engine we have a manual fuel pump and I unscrew everything so I can show you. This is how it works. Inside the engine there's a little piston that pushes this fuel pump up and down and pumps the fuel into your carburetor. So here's the problem. I already managed to find a replacement one. You can hear a difference in the sound. So this is the sound you want to have once you pump in the fuel. So we're going to replace that one and see if we're going to get a spark now with the new fuel line. Fuel pump. I have this little tray with the metal underneath, so it's perfect to have it anywhere attached on the engine to work on. And what you want to do is, let me show you one more thing. On a fuel line, on this manual fuel lines, there's little arrows that showing you where the fuel is going, so inside or outside. So let me show you here. Right here, as you can see, there's a arrow coming in, which means you want to feed that into the fuel line, and that one is coming out. So this one goes all the way to carburetor. So if you ever think that I get these cars all prepared, trust me, usually these cars they sit for about 20-30 years before I get them. Nobody takes care of them, and yeah, you have to check always for some issues on every single car that I buy. You don't want to over tie because there's no problem with that one. So yeah, that's your fuel job. I will check the spark and let's see if we're gonna start. I'm gonna put another hose right there because obviously I can't take it off the oil pump because it's stuck. So I'm gonna get a new hose. So while I'm here, I'm gonna replace the spark plugs as well as this fuel pump. And it's like a Honda, the same thing. It's really accessible to take every single spark plug out and replace it. So here's the old spark plugs. They're dirty, old Bosch. I put some NGKs and we're gonna see how it's gonna run now. I also bought a new spark plugs wire, high power. I don't think it's gonna matter on this car. 7mm. I replaced those as well as the spark plugs. So yeah, hopefully this car will be running good. I did check, I can show you guys too. I did check for the ignition coil. It's good. It's not that bad. There's a little bit of corrosion, but yeah, it's not that bad for the age. I mean, hopefully it will start and we'll see. Now it's a perfect time for you to hit that subscribe button, give me a like, and help me with more automotive adventures just like this one. Try and save all these cars from getting crushed, and definitely it will help me a lot. It's not that much for you, but for me it's a lot to see that you appreciate my channel and you appreciate cars that I'm trying to show you and trying to save through the ages. And now, moment of truth. We got spark plugs, spark plug wires, new fuel pump. Moment of truth. Come on, baby. I kind of cranked a little bit So yeah. Yes! Yes! I knew I can do it. I knew I can bring you back. I'm not going to leave you. Listen to the sound of this inline 4 engine. And we finally started it. We had problems with the fuel. I changed the spark plugs, I changed everything, and now a 1979 Renault runs like a new car. Yeah, I did kind of drain the battery for starting it, but it was all worth it. It does run a little bit rough, or I don't even know how to drive, because obviously half of this, I mean a lot of these cars that I own, wasn't even born when these cars were made. So but yeah, I'm so happy driving this car. Finally I started it and drives amazing. And yeah, I feel like doing some karate key moves while I'm driving and doing some exercise. It's really amazing. I'll be honest with you, something that you're not gonna see every day driving on the streets. This is like a toy for me. A 37 horsepower engine that actually won in 1980 Rally Paris. I mean, imagine that thing. I'm just trying to adjust still on this mirror, that it's so weird. But to be honest with you, as I more look at it, I find out that it's really practical, because you don't have to lift your actual eyes up to find out where are you on the back. So here everything's kind of right there on the steering column. So yeah, amazing car, an amazing drive, and let's keep this history alive. So these cars, they were produced from 1961 until 1992. But in 1980, they won a Paris Rally, a 4-door family car, won a rally. Imagine this. So I bought this car with the 72,000 kilometers, or should I say about 40,000 miles. And every single old car has its own style and uniqueness into it. So this Renault, I'll show you more about it, but let's start from the inside. This is your vents for the heating and cooling. Look how amazing this style is on this car. So that shaft from transmission goes all the way inside the cockpit, and this is your shift knob for changing gears. First, second, third, and fourth. Also, these cars, they're also nicknamed an umbrella cars, just for the reason of this shift knob used. And to be honest with you, it does look like a little umbrella. Look at the design of the handle. This handle flushes into the door, and in order to open it, there's a little flap inside. You just pull the hand inside and have a grabber as well as the handle. Look at that design. As well as the glove department and a smoking department that every single car had at that time. This is your safety in 1979. There was a string of basically wires holding your seatbelt, and it was connected with one bolt on the end. So this was your safety measurements in 1979. This is your water for the windshield wipers. Look how flexible this was. And there's a pump on the end and flips and gets your water into here. So as the gas prices will keep on rising, do you think the small engine cars are the future? Please let me know in comments below. And again, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell for more automotive adventures just like this one. Until then, keep cranking your engines.